We don't see the application.
He's right here in
I
front.
know, but.
He's got his own table.
Over there.
He's got his own table.
I see that.
Okay,
He's a wise.
open the public hearing on Crawford Road for the Uyghurs. We have new map to us. Mr. All, you could please be quiet. New map presented to us where they took what would have been two lots that were slightly out of whack and made one lot that's totally in conformance and one lot that has a frontage variance required at distance to where the house is going to be built is. What's wrong with him, Crystal?
What's wrong with him?
Well, there's gonna be shortly if he doesn't stop dinging.
So every time you ding, that is because people are entering your room. I will turn. Either end.
And it means an.
We'll have a logical use.
We have enough people that are here.
Okay, the floor is open for anybody who'd like to comment.
They might not unmute themselves. Oh, there's Iris. Iris, are you raising your hand? Go ahead, Iris. He's not raising.
She's just
her hand.
waving to everybody.
Okay.
Trying to get the computers.
Yeah, I think it's the iPad she's got on.
Um, They can unmute themselves. Does anyone have any public comment on Zoom?
Okay, at this point, we will close the public hearing and open our meeting. So, everyone touch the line.
I
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, I have the records of the sending the notification
The registered letters.
for the certified letters.
Oh.
One person didn't
Okay.
basically send
Good.
them back. The two did.
Miss.
Yeah.
Clerk,
I clicked again.
you want the envelope for me, maybe? Okay, you only had a few to send. It's advertised. I think everybody had plenty to send.
Playing with the TVs.
Okay. Minutes were sent to us. I tried to make a couple minor corrections, but there was nothing major.
Mhm.
Did anybody have anything they needed fixed in that was major?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as sent.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Thank you, Peter.
Second.
John, second. We had no discussion, so all in favor?
Aye.
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 I were from November 22nd incidentally, because we had no December meeting.
Mhm.
Correspondence, we got a letter from another engineer, LABERGE Group out of Albany, wishing to represent us on subdivisions and so on, as Barton Majulis now does. So if they leave us, we have an option to look into. Any correspondence you have, Amy?
No.
I have a letter from Joanne Pentangelo about the camp. I think it should be saved to be read the night we have a public hearing. I think it's a couple months ahead of time. And then we can review her comments.
Mhm.
So at this point, we'll just hold on to that. Okay, Eagles Nest subdivision is on an old business.
Mhm.
Anybody want to say anything? How about a motion to approve, being that the zoning board approved this new maps and reviewed the Eagles Nest and the rattlesnakes and a few other things and had a large public hearing and did the seeker for us.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion on the floor to approve Eagles Nest subdivision. Any further comment by the board? Vote, John?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Mary?
Aye.
Okay, I guess now is when you bang the hammer. I approve it.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a tough fight, but you.
Yes.
Wasn't as tough tonight as the other.
No.
Okay. Okay, next, we had a seeker done at our request. It's back. I guess we need to read through it completely from start to finish and all the questions that were answered. So it's into the public record.
Okay,
Relax while you read now.
no problem. The name of the action of project.
Yeah, but it take us quite a while because there's a bunch of them, so.
Yeah,
You want to hang out?
I need 2 copies if they can get it.
Yeah, we can hang.
You'll get all of them
Yeah,
back
yeah.
except the
Okay.
ones we
Yeah.
keep. But let us finish this so these other folks can leave, then we'll sit here and stay.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, the name of the action of project is the Boba Yeshiva Education Retreat Special Use Permit, 189 Blind Pond Road, Narrowsburg, New York. The brief description is a special use permit to use the property as part of the education for approximately 100 religious students at the, what?
150.
150 students at the Boba Yeshiva in Muncie, New York. Please excuse my pronunciation. The name of the application or sponsor is can you pronounce that for me so I can say the Boba Yeshiva Education
Why do
Retreat?
they have ER now instead of A all of a sudden?
And it's 88 Grove Street,
No,
Muncie, New York.
seriously,
I don't know.
What?
unless it's BOVOVER instead of, we've been going BOBOA, I believe.
Yes.
Same thing?
No, we've always been BOBOVER.
So neither one are correct.
No, BOBOVER.
Okay,
so it's
okay,
correct.
this is correct.
All right, project contact is Joel Rosenfield, and then it gives the information. Okay, B, government approvals. Government entity. City Council Town Board or Village Board of Trustee, no. City, Town, or Village or Planning Board of Commission, yes. The Town of Tustin Planning Board Special Use Permit, the date 5/08/2022. The City, Town, or Village Zoning Board of Appeals, no. Other local agencies, no. County agencies, no. Regional agencies, no. State agencies, no. Federal agencies, no. Coastal resources. Is the project site within a coastal area or waterfront area of a designated inland waterway? They check no. Is the project site located in a community with an approved local waterfront revitalization program? No. Is the project site within a coastal erosion hazard area? No. Okay, didn't they bring that up? But okay,
Well, coastal.
yeah, okay,
I don't think it, I think that means C to me.
okay. Just question.
And really, they're not by anything but their own stream.
Okay, planning and zoning. Planning and zoning action. Will the administrator or legislative adoption or amendment of a plan, local law, ordinance, rule, or regulation be the only approved which must be granted to enable the proposed action to proceed? Yes. If yes, complete sections C, F, and G. C, adopted land use plans. Do any municipal adopted city, town, village, or county comprehensive land use plan include the site where the proposed action will be located? Yes. If yes, does the comprehensive plan include specific recommendations for the site where the proposed action will be located? No. B, is the site of the proposed action with any local or regional special planning district, for example, Greenway, Brownfield Opportunity Area, designated state or federal heritage area, watershed management plan, or other? Yes. If yes, identify the plan. The New York State Major Basin, Upper Delaware. C, is the proposed action located wholly or partially within an area listed in an adopted municipal open space plan? No. C3, zoning. Is the site of the proposed action located in the municipality with an adopted zoning law ordinance? Yes. If yes, what is the zoning classifications, including any applicable overlay district? R2. B, is the use permitted or allowed by special or conditional use permit? Yes. Is a zoning change requested as part of proposed action? They check no. Existing community services. A, in what school district is the project site located? Sullivan West. B, what police or other public protection forces serve the project site? The New York State Police.
Should we get Sullivan County
County
Sheriff?
Sheriffs, yes. I won't write on this.
Yeah, it's right on.
Okay, okay.
This when we sign it, it should be
Okay.
on.
Okay.
You have one that you're writing on too, Amy?
No,
No, Mary has.
I'm writing on that one.
Okay.
Okay, you'll. C, which fire protection emergency medical service serves as the project site, Narrowsburg Fire District
And Tustin
and
ambulance.
Tustin Ambulance? D, what park serves the project site? Nothing. D, project details. Proposed and potential development. What is the general nature of the proposed action? Commercial. B, total acreage of the site of the proposed action, 171.84 acres. B, total acreage to be physically disturbed, less than 1 acre. C, total acreage, project site and continuous properties owned or controlled by the applicant or project sponsor, 171.84 acres. Is the proposed action expansive of an existing project or use? They check no. D, is the proposed action a subdivision or does it include a subdivision? They check no. Is the cluster or conservation layout proposed? No. E, will the proposed action be constructed in multiple phases? If no anticipated period of construction, they checked 18 months. They put 18 months and they checked no. F, does the proposed project include new residential uses? They check no. Does the proposed action include new non-residential construction, including expansion? They check yes. Total number of structures 2. The dimension in feet or of largest proposed structure is 25 feet high, 25 feet high, 40 width, and 50 length. Approximate extent of building space to be heated or cooled, 2,000 square feet. Does the proposed action include construction or other activities that will result in the impoundment of any liquid such as creation of water supply, reservoir, pond, lake, waste lagoon, or other storage? They check no. D2, project operation. Does the proposed action include any excavation, mining, dredging during construction, operation, or both? They check no. We went down to B, and it says, would the proposed action cause or result in alteration of an increased or decrease in size of encroachment into any existing wetland, water body, shoreline, beach, or adjacent area? They check no. Down to letter C, will the proposed action use or create a new demand of water? Showers being removed from the bun house, but really should be bunkhouse, I would imagine, and added to the mikveh, so no increase. They check no. Will the proposed action obtain water from an existing public water supply? They check no. Letter D, will the proposed action generate liquid waste? No increase in flow from the existing complex. They checked yes.
Right above D, they also didn't answer
They didn't answer.
right here. They wrote 60 gallons a minute. The water supply will be from the
I
wells.
didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go back, and it says if the water supply will be from wells, private or public or private, what is the maximum pumping capacity? 60 gallons per minute. Will the proposed action generate liquid or waste? They said no increase in flow from existing complex. They said yes. And they did not answer the 2, but they went down further to nature of liquid waste to be generated. Sanitary wastewater, industrial, if combination, describe all components and approximate volumes or proportion of each. They said sanitary wastewater. Will the proposed action use any existing public wastewater treatment facility? They checked no. We go down to letter E. Will the proposed action disturb more than 1 acre and create storm water runoff either from a new point source? And they give an example of ditches, pipes, swales, curbs, gutters, or other concentrated flows of stormwater or non-point sources, i.e. sheet flow during construction or post-construction. They check no. Down to letter F. Does the proposed action include or will it use on-site one or more source of air emissions, including fuel, combustion, waste incineration, or other processes or operation? They check no. Letter G. Will any air emission sources named in the D.2.F above require a New York State Air Registration Air Facility Permit or Federal Clean Air Act title or title permit? No, and then they check no again. H. Will the proposed action generate or emit methane, including but not limited to sewage treatment plants, landfills, composting facility? They check no. Will the proposed action result in the release of any air pollution from open air operations or process such as quarry or landfill operation? They check no. Will the proposed action result in substantial increase in traffic above present level or generate substantial new demand or transportation facilities or services? They check no. Letter K. Will the proposed action for commercial or industrial projects only generate new or additional demand for energy? They check no. Further down in letter K. Will the proposed action require a new or an upgrade to an existing substation? They check no. Hours of operation, answer all items which apply. During construction, Monday through Friday from 7 to 5 p.m. Duration of operations, Monday through Friday, 24 hours during the summer. Letter M. Will the proposed action produce noise that will exceed existing ambient noise levels during construction or operation of both? They check no. Will the proposed action remove existing natural barriers that could act as a noise barrier screen? They check no. Will the proposed action have outdoor lighting? They check yes. If yes, describe. Describe the source, location, height of fixtures, directions, aim, and proximity to the nearest occupied structure. Down facing light will be on the outside perimeter of the mikveh and pool. Will the proposed action remove existing natural barriers that could act as a light barrier screen? They check no. Does the proposed action have the potential to produce odors for more than 1 hour per day? They check no. Will the proposed action include any bulk storage of petroleum, combined capacity of over 1,100 gallons? They check no. Or chemical products, 185 gallons in above ground storage, or any amount in the underground storage? No. Will the proposed action, commercial, industrial, recreational projects only, use pesticides, i.e. herbicides, insecticides, during the construction or operation? They check no. Will the proposed action use integrated pest management practices? They check no. Will the proposed action commercial industrial projects only involve or require the management or disposal of solid waste, excluding hazardous materials? They check no. Does the proposed action include construction or modification of any solid waste management facility? They check no. Will the proposed action at the site involve the commercial generation, treatment, storage, or disposal of hazardous waste? They check no. We go down to E, site and setting a proposed action. E.1, land use on the surrounding project site, existing land use. Check all uses that occur on the adjoining and near the project site. They check forest, commercial, and residential. Then we go down to B, the land use and cover types on the project site. Roads, buildings, and other paved or impervious surfaces. The current acreage is 1.9. The acreage area project completion is 2.9. The change of acreage of 2.2, sorry. Changes is plus 0.3. Forest is 123.2. The acreage area project completion 123.2, change of acreage 0. Meadows and grassland or brushlands, non-agricultural, including abandonment and agricultural. The current acreage is 46.7. The acreage after project completion is 46.4. The change is negative 0.3. Agricultural, they have nothing. Surface water features, lakes, ponds, streams, and rivers. The current acreage is 7. Acreage after completion of the project is 7. the change of acreage is 0. Wetlands, freshwater or tidal, the current acreage is 26.2. The acreage after project completion is 26.2. The change is 0. Is the proposed site presently used by members of the community for public recreation? They check no. Are there any facilities serving children, the elderly, people with disabilities, example, schools, hospital, licensed daycare centers, groups, homes within 1,500 feet of the project site? They check no. Does the project site contain any existing dam? If yes, the dimension of the dam and the impoundments. The dam height is 8 feet. The dam length is 130 plus acres, plus or minus 130 plus or minus feet. Surface area is 7 acres. The volume impounded is 52 acre feet, gallons, or acre per foot. Dam's existing hazard classification is B, intermediate. Provide date and summarization result of the last inspection. It was on July 27, 2022. Work needs to be done to fix the dam and increase the spillway capacity. F, has the project site ever been used as a municipal, commercial, industrial solid waste management facility? They check no. Further down, letter G. Have hazardous waste been generated, treated, and or disposed of at a site, or does the project site adjoin property which is now or was at one time used to commercially treat, store, or dispose of hazardous waste? They said no. H, potential contamination history. Has there been any reported spill at the proposed project site, or have any remedial actions been conducted at or adjacent to the proposed site? They check no. To go further down, is the project within 200 feet of any site in the New York State DEC environmental site remediation database? They check no. Oh my goodness. I haven't done this in so long.
This is what
Doing
we-
fine,
no,
you're doing
no,
fine.
We haven't done this in ages, so.
Yeah, a little music in the background.
Sure, okay, continue. Is the project site subject to an institutional control limiting property uses? They check no. We go down further to E.2, is natural resources on the near project site. What is the average depth to the bedrock on the project site? They have less than 5 feet, greater than 5 feet. I'm sorry, my eyeballs are a little tired right now.
Yeah, I would have said less than.
I would have said less too, right? Okay, continue. Are the bedrock,
Trends.
I know, are the bedrock outcroppings of the project site? No. Predominant soil type present on the project site. And what they did was WIC Wellsboro / Warboro, it's 25%. WB Wurtsboro Loam is 16%. WEA Wellsboro Gravely Loam is 14%. What is the average depth to the water table on the project site? They did not answer. The drainage status of the project site: soils, moderate, well drained, poorly drained. The moderate well drained is 5% of the site. The poorly drained is 95% of the site. Approximate proportion of proposed action site with slopes. They checked 0 to 10%. They checked 10 to 15%. They checked 15% or greater. The 0 to 10% is 40% of the site. From 10 to 15%, they checked 21% of the site. And then they checked 15% or greater was 38% of the site. Are there any unique geological features on the project site? They checked no. Surface water features. Does any portion of the project site contain wetlands or other water bodies, including streams, rivers, ponds, or lakes? They checked yes. Do any of the wetlands or other water bodies adjoin the project site? They checked yes. If yes, to either 1 or 2, continue. And we're going to go down further. Are any of the wetlands or water bodies within or adjoining the project site regulated by any federal, state, or local agency? They checked yes. For each identified regulated wetland and water body on the project, provide the following information. The streams, the name is 815-294. The classification is B. Lakes or ponds, the name is Silver Lake. They don't have a classification. The wetlands name, Federal Waters, New York State Wetland, Federal Waters. Approximate size, New York State water in, and I don't see in A, and it's ... Wetland number, if regulated by the DEC, is EL-28. Or any of the above water bodies listed in the most recent compliance of New York State water quality impaired water bodies? They check no. Is the project site in a designated floodway? They check no. Is the project site in the 100-year floodplain? They check no. Is the project site within the 500-year floodplain? They check no. Is the project site located over immediately adjoining a primary principal or sole source of an aquifer? They check no. Identify the predominant wildlife species that occupy or use the project site. White-tailed deer, gray squirrel, possums, cottontail rabbits, chipmunks, fishers, black bear, raccoon, and grouse. Does the project site contain a designated significant natural community? They check no. Does the project site contain any species of plant, animal that is listed by the federal government or New York State as an endangered, threatened, or does it contain any areas identified as a habitat for an endangered or threatened species? They check no. Does the project site contain any species of plant, animal that is listed in New York State as rare or a species of special concern? They check no. Is the project site adjoining area currently used for hunting, trapping, fishing, or shell fishing? They check no. E.3, designated public resources on a near project site. Is the project site or any portion of it located in a designated agricultural district certified pursuant to the Agricultural Markets Law, Article 25-AA, Section 303 or 304? They check no.
It may well be, but that
That's
doesn't
what-
matter.
It doesn't, okay, all right, no, okay.
It doesn't make a
Okay.
difference.
Are agricultural lands consisting of highly productive soil present? No.
Definitely not.
Does the project site contain all or part or substantially contiguous to a registered national natural landmark? They check no. Is the project site located or does it adjoin a state listed critical environmental area? Yeah,
Only a half page more. Mary.
okay, that's good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
All right, that was pretty quick. Does the project site contain or substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site or district which is listed on the National State Register or Historic Places, or that has been determined by the Commission of New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, Historic Preservation to be eligible for listing on the State Register of Historic Places? They check no. Is the project site or any portion of it located adjacent to an area designated as a sensitive or archaeological site on the New York State Historic Preservation Archaeological Site Inventory? They check no. Have additional archaeological and historic site or resources been identified on the project site? They check no. Is the project site within 5 miles of any officially designated publicly accessible federal, state, or local scenic or aesthetic resource? They check no. Is the project site located within a designated river corridor under the Wild Scenic and Recreational Rivers, Project 6 and New York CRR 666? They check no. Okay. F, I'm not done yet, hold on. Additionally, any additional information which may be needed, please clarify the project. If you identified any adverse impacts which could be associated with your proposal, please describe those impacts plus any measures which are proposed to avoid minimizing this. G, verification. I certify that the information provided is true to the best of my knowledge. The applicant's sponsor's name is Joel Rosenfield. The date is 11/29/22. The signature is Michael Riley, and his title is engineer for the applicant. That is-
Thank you, Mary. You'll probably never do the same.
No, that's only the second time I've done that, and I don't know how many years.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the ones we normally do are pretty, well,
I know, okay. Gonna keep going? Do we need to do the macro or no?
no, I think this is just
A summary?
like an appendix for
Yeah.
our own thing.
Okay.
I did not.
Here you can see that where it says New York State wetlands, you said that.
Yeah,
You can see here what it says.
okay.
You move
Am I
it.
going
New
down?
York State water, mix of wetlands and 26.2,
Oh, right down here.
by E2. This gets automatic, a lot of this information gets automatically filled out.
Yes,
See
and then
it.
macro, yes. Mhm.
No, I'm sure. Down the-
Oh, I see, because then
There
it just
you
puts
go.
there, they just. put it there.
Fabulous.
Okay. we don't need to do that. Okay, I'm good. All right,
I did not look up the part 2 and 3 for
I did
a
not.
long form.
No, I
And
did
I
not.
did not bring a computer with me tonight because I didn't think I need it.
You want me to look it up?
Yes, see if it's different than the part 2 of the short forms.
So this is the,
Mhm.
Full environmental assessment form, part 2.
Hmm.
Maybe there
There it
isn't,
is.
there it is. Page 1 of 10, good lord. God help us.
Am I gonna?
Can you
read that?
print that to that printer over there?
no.
You want me to read it?
We'll pull it up to the screen, we'll make it bigger. and I can show it for you.
Okay. Oh, I don't need my eyeballs.
You want me to make it bigger?
No.
So that's good?
No, and this is just
Okay, hold on, let me
telling us what to do.
Two.
get this going.
Mhm.
Maybe it's not as bad as we thought. There it is. Okay, impact on land. Proposed action may involve construction on or physical alteration of the land surface of the proposed site. And that's a yes, you're building 2 buildings, right?
Mhm. Yep.
The proposed action may involve, well, you're helping me.
Sorry.
That's right. The proposed action may involve construction on land where depth to the water table is less than 3 feet. They didn't tell us the depth, which
Yeah.
means it's not very high or it would have come up.
Yep.
So I would say a no.
Mhm. Good.
The proposed action may involve construction on slopes of 15% or greater. You're kind of building near the level spot, it's not too bad, so no.
No.
The proposed action may involve construction on land where bedrock is exposed. They didn't have any, so that's a no.
No.
Or within 5 feet, so whatever. The proposed action may involve the excavation and removal more than 100,000 tons of natural material. I don't think so.
No.
2 buildings. The proposed action may involve construction that continues for more than 1 year in multiple phases. That's a yes,
Yes.
18 months, they said.
Yep.
The proposed action may result in increased erosion, whether from physical disturbances or vegetation removing. No.
No.
The proposed action is or may be located now.
Oh.
Other
Take
impacts, we
pictures.
don't know of any. Impact on geological features. The proposed action may result in the modification or destruction of or inhibit access to any unique or unusual landforms on the site, cliffs, dunes, minerals, fossils, caves. No. Identify specific landforms, there were none, so no.
1 to 3, right?
Mhm.
Oh, we could go on, is
Yep.
that what it said?
Yes,
Good. You went past 3.
you went past.
You did that.
Yeah.
Didn't you just do that?
No, it was the other one.
Impacts on surface water. Proposed action may affect 1 or more wetlands or other surface water bodies. You know, you're building in the field there, so it's not by the wetlands, so it's a no. We can move on. The proposed action may result in new or additional use of groundwater or may have the potential to introduce contaminants to groundwater or an aquifer. The only thing you have is the chlorine coming out of the pool, and that's not a big deal. It dissipates over time by itself, I would say.
Okay.
So move on to 5. The proposed action may result in the development of land subject to flooding. Action isn't gonna have anything to do with the flooding, that's the pond.
Mhm.
Impacts on the air. The proposed action may include a state regulated air emission source. No.
No.
Impact on plants and animals. The proposed action may result in the loss of flora or fauna. Not really. Just 2,000 square foot building and a pool. The proposed action may impact agricultural resources. No. Impact on aesthetic resources. Now, the building moved it back from the road at our request, so it won't be seen. Shouldn't be a problem. Impact on historic or archaeological resources. There weren't any, so it'll be a no.
Haven't found any dinosaurs yet.
No.
Let
And they
us
took
know.
down the antique school bar before you bought it, so
Yeah.
it's not your bad. Impact on open space and recreation. Not going to be a loss in recreation, it's going to be an increase, so. Impact on critical environmental areas? No. Impact on transportation? Not really, small to moderate. Back up,
Back up.
missed energy.
I'm sorry.
Impact on energy, the proposed action may cause an increase in use of any form of energy. You're gonna have a little more electric to filter the pool, but that's not a big deal, so I'd say no.
Mhm.
Impact on noise, odor, and light. No, you told us you're gonna use downlight lamps and so on, so it shouldn't impact the outdoor lighting. Impact on human health. The proposed action may have an impact on human health from exposure to new or existing sources of contaminants. If you have any of them, you'll be shut down so quick it'll make your head spin. Consistency with community plans. The proposed action is not consistent with adopted land use plans. It was there before our land use plan came in, so it would be a no. Consistency with community character. The proposed project is inconsistent with existing community character. I would say no,
No.
because that camp has been there as part of the community
Yes.
character,
That's
even though
correct.
some of the neighbors don't feel that way.
Right,
So when you print that, then you can give us a couple copies, emailed, right? When they come off
Yeah,
the
they're
printer.
printed upstairs.
Yeah,
okay,
when they come off the printer.
okay,
We'll also just do a printed,
a copy for us,
I'm gonna do PDFs that I can.
Yeah,
okay. thank
Save
you.
it in case.
Just in case,
then we can sign it. Now, can you find a part 3?
Wow, it's yourself, yes.
Well, that's
Wow,
where we
that's-
Oh,
sign.
no, you, I could.
You get ready.
I get ready,
No one.
Just
Kristen,
put it in the right spot, so we know we have it,
okay,
my desktop there. Can't see.
This is our determination.
Yep.
Whoops.
hello,
Now, basically, while she's getting this to come up, we didn't identify any impacts that were going to be detrimental. In those 13 pages or 12 pages that you read, so.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind. All right, seeker status. I just, I don't know which one you're
I don't know,
supposed to check.
check.
Probably a type 1.
Yep, I think so also, but.
Identify a portion of ES completed for this project, part 1, part 2, and part 3 now. On review, the information recorded on the CAF as noted, plus any additional supporting information, we have no additional. And considering both the magnitude and importance of this identifying potential impact is the conclusion of the Town of Tustin Planning Board as lead agency.
Oh, boy, it's late.
You type like I do,
And, well, I know, it's,
especially on the laptop, I cannot type on that computer.
okay.
This project will result in no significant adverse impacts to the environment, and therefore an environmental impact statement is not needed to be prepared. Accordingly, a negative declaration is listed. That sounds pretty good. So name of action is Bokov
BOVOVER. Yes, Shiva.
Y-E.
YESHIBA. Educational Center. Mhm.
Who signed? Ken?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Chairman.
That's not.
You can date it today. And then you can, sign this paper since you did all the typing. And since we don't really want to be contacted, why don't we put Michael Rowley in your engineering for contact person?
That's right.
He's being paid the big bucks. for this.
RILEY.
Yes. Mhm.
Information, you have it in front of you?
Uh, 63 Liberty Street, Monticello. And it's PO Box 69. Want to put it in? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Phone number is 845-796-9700. Email mriley at. If you spelled, left the E out of Raleigh.
RILEY.
RIBLLY.
Oh, I'm sorry, RIE.
LLY.
I spelled this thing wrong up here.
Yes, we did.
At RIBLLY. Engineering.com.
You have saved the day by getting on the internet and doing these.
I know, can you imagine?
Because I had the part one ones with me, but I didn't need to think about this.
Okay.
There's some of the engineers would give it to us too.
Right, that's what I thought. Okay.
So, we've done this action, we've reviewed things, we filled it out that it was negative and so on. I guess we should have a motion
Mhm.
covering same.
Okay,
So Mary's making that.
I will make a motion that we accept the reading of the roll form of the secret. And we show the lead agency too,
Declare lead
Right,
agency
and
then we-
then declare us as lead agency,
And negative declaration.
and what,
And
and a negative declaration, okay? I make the motion,
Very nice. We'll let Amy catch up.
okay?
Second.
I'll second
John's second. Discussion from the board. We spent enough time on
it. I think so.
Okay, good.
it. Aye.
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye,
carried. Bang the hammer.
okay. I'm gonna say.
Now,
Yeah.
we've done that, we're lead agency. We've looked this thing over and over. So apparently it's time for us to set a public hearing on this.
Yes,
We have the application, we've done all the backups, I think that we need to.
right. So,
So our next meeting is January something.
24.
And since some people had long letters that we have to read and so on, let's set it for 7:15. And hope that there's not too much else comes in.
7:10, or you wanna wait?
7:15 is good. Now, if we run over, we'll
Okay.
into the meeting.
All right,
It's
that's fine.
no big deal.
Okay.
Gentlemen, do you have any other things that you want to ask us or bring up at this time?
No, first of all, thank you for, going through all of this. My question is, you mentioned now again that there are a couple of letters, can you share with us the letters beforehand? So like this, if this,
You need to send a basic letter to all your neighbors within 500 feet of your property line.
Yeah.
Not just the center, but the exterior. Saying that there's going to be a public hearing at 7:15 on January 24th, 2023. Here at the town hall.
we have to send that out?
You have to send that out. You have to send it certified, return receipt requested. We want the green receipts back and the thing that you sent it.
Okay. Is there a standard letter that we need to send?
No,
or
you can
just
write it
on-
up
I
yourself.
have one somewhere in there.
So will you mail it to him?
If you give me your email address, I can send it to you.
Okay,
It's just a basic letter telling them. it's
right,
a
I mean,
public
other
hearing.
towns, Liberty, I know they send it out, so I just never get it myself. So,
Well,
um,
you've got a lazy town here.
it's okay.
Hey now,
No, you read 13 pages, you got it on the other. Joel Rosenthal.
Ken,
But,
I have Kelly, I have two copies being printed now, so I'll bring them down,
oh, okay.
of both forms.
Then we'll sign them before we leave and it'll be done.
Yeah, do they need a copy of that form?
Yeah.
Well, it won't hurt if they do, but we can make a copy after we sign it right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab them.
That's what he was saying.
No, I'm asking if the letters that came in, you mentioned that some neighbors sent in letters already. Can we have copies of those letters? So,
We're going to read it at the public hearing and it really is telling them that they're concerned because their house is downstream from the dam.
Okay.
They built their house downstream from the dam. The dam was there before the house, so that
Right.
kind of mitigates that.
uh,
And at this point, I think they are more protected than they were before because the DEC is now on top of this dam.
Right.
Whereas before they were, well, it's a dam.
so you see, let's say something like that. Now that I know it's about the dam, I'll bring up the dam engineer that we have, that was here last time on Zoom. I'll
That would
ask
be good.
him, I'll
Absolutely.
ask him to come on so
I
he can
guess-
allay their fears, we don't want people to
Just
be,
hold on a second. I guess there's
go
actually-
through everything that's being done. So if there's other issues, I would like to know
the
beforehand,
issue of
so we can
sharing this?
definitely address it.
No, it goes-
That's it's always better to be more informed than
Right.
not, and if you have the experts,
I'll have
You know, sure.
I'll have Mike Rowley
Here, I'll
and
make a
and
new
Rick.
copy for myself. You take mine and
Really appreciate
it'll
it.
tell you what's in it so that you can address it,
Address it.
her
Yeah, that's what I want.
questions, and it'll be over with.
Okay,
That way we won't have a problem of, we won't have the information in front of you.
Mhm.
right.
But it's really, it's small things like that. They don't want anybody in the neighborhood, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what land is made for. no?
But it's been that way for a long time,
Right.
so.
Mhm.
Look, we'll try our best as we did all along and try to make everyone happy.
Okay,
Okay, anything else?
yes, we have another order of business.
All right, so we're all set, and you can send him a copy of that letter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fill out the date and the time for you in the letter, so
Right.
that's done.
And we just make a map 500 feet around, or
Yeah.
is there a list that we get from the town or?
Please just make the map and do it,
Yeah, okay.
because I'm the one that would do that.
Uh-huh,
Actually, if you go
No,
on
but
the county website, it may do it for you.
uh-huh.
I haven't quite mastered it yet. but
Yeah,
it
the,
does.
the county, yeah, I know, by the way.
Yeah, but their website does things like that,
Right,
if you put it in right. I almost got it to work.
okay, but when do we need to send it out? I guess ASAP because of.
Yeah, you want to get it out at least in the next week or so.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got the new year, so
Yeah,
beginning of the
so
year.
So it's,
Give them a couple of weeks because you want to get your receipts back and.
right, so it's 4 weeks, so they have to go to that as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's always the way it
Yeah.
goes.
All right.
Now, do we need to send this to the county yet, or did we send it previously?
This one we have not sent.
It's. What, for like 239?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It needs,
yeah.
well, it's not a county road.
I know, but it's a big project,
Project.
so. Rather
Okay.
send it to them than have them
Complaint.
complain at
Yeah,
us
that we
later,
didn't, yeah.
Right, okay.
just to be careful. So we'll probably Amy, you could probably ask Michael Riley to send, we have an electronic. I think I probably had an electronic, but I don't know if I have the newest map.
The one that they had sent us.
Yeah,
last
with
time.
the pool
Pool
change.
change
Yeah,
and
last-
backed up, yeah.
That's the electronic.
Okay.
You have an electronic of that?
Yeah.
Do we have?
I don't have.
Can you make sure Amy gets it so we can send it to the county? I'm not sure you need to do right away.
Wait, let me double check. If I have it.
You know, I didn't have to put the project name. attached.
And also goes to the UGC.
Upper Delaware Council.
Oh,
Yes,
We should just cover all bases.
yeah, because they just said that they cover the National Park Service for us. then.
Mhm.
There you go, sign that one. And this one, and this one, just those three,
Where's the spot? Oh,
right here.
Services and my emails. not
no,
coming
so
back,
it's
but-
title. Title signature.
Did you select it?
No, I think I just put my name.
Oh, you just put your name in?
Oh, it does say signature. I'll
Yeah.
put my
Okay,
signature.
I got your email, but I don't have.
And I'll let you know.
the service, So
Okay.
I'll respond. Tomorrow.
Yeah, if you
don't
want
have
to fill it out, if you have any questions, you know.
Right,
get
no,
it
but I'm
on
saying that
Okay.
with the electronic version of the plan,
Right.
you don't have it.
Yeah, fill it in.
That'll make it a lot
Awesome.
easier to send it to the county and UDC for you. And you have to send them a big map.
Right, yes. Yeah, and do you want Michael Riley to fill out the 339 or you want me to?
It's simple,
Okay, I'll do it.
just the name and the location.
Mhm.
Because if we do that, it's gonna be more time and we're from the 27th back to the 24th already,
Okay,
so it's pushing it on time. Anybody up here think of anything we have not covered
No.
that will hold us up next month?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I hope not. I think we're good, but. If there's anything, we could just,
If there's anything, we'll be on the email doing it.
right. Okay, anything else?
Yes, we have another order of business.
Business. Okay,
Okay,
Okay, thanks. You have copies or?
Yeah, give me one
Yeah.
second, I'll take your copy.
It's still the week of Hanukkah and we are always doing donuts. Belly donuts.
whoa.
Oh, my
Fancy,
word.
beautiful. All right, do you want a break before your next one?
oh, my word, thank you very much.
Enough for everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you,
Enough for everybody.
Oh,
Come up and have a donut. break. Thank you.
everybody. you get one.
It's close to food. You know.
Hayden?
Oh, I'm sure. Wonderful.
Would you be quiet and just be the donut? You're welcome. See anything you want?
Oh,
One of each.
This looks like a maybe.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Probably be a mess. It's filled.
Okay.
Amy?
Here's
Amy?
one, two, and one like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Can I use my hands are clean?
Wow, we.
Thank you. very
Crystal,
much.
what flavor would you
Thank you very much.
like? Well, they're beautiful, fresh,
Yeah.
great. What, Brandon?
Yeah.
I'll let everybody else go.
There's plenty here.
Nothing here.
You could have two.
So you'll have the engineer, which, you know,
Well, yeah,
with that, I think that would.
email the plans
Yeah,
and
mhm.
we'll send out the letters to everyone and
You didn't have the plan?
I don't have service on my phone, so I can't.
I know, but you could send it.
I should have it.
Yeah.
So I have Amy's email now because she sent me this letter, so at that point I'll send it over.
Send it to Ken Klein.
Yeah, have Ken here or.
I'm doing it, yeah.
There, how do you think?
Can,
Ken will probably be here
Okay.
because they want to do a resolution.
Should, I think so. Okay, good.
What?
No, we were just talking, we're just wondering if you should, just in case your attorney wants to be here, if there's any questions, but we'll have our, hopefully Ken will be here and our attorney.
I'll try to have everything.
Yeah, just, you never
On
know.
Zoom, it's very easy, it's very.
He'll
I'll have
make,
to-
he'll make his decision as to what we've done and what he feels he
Just
needs
right,
to
yeah.
do.
And if there's
He
anything,
may want to write a resolution for us and he may not, I don't
I
know.
think I gave you one extra. I think it's the one thing you do, I'm sorry.
and he's good for meeting that meeting.
Probably another 5 miles out.
Yeah.
Where's that donut shop?
So it.
And once he grows from.
Oh, from Muncie? Oh, okay.
I don't think that river doesn't flow into my.
There you are.
Either slung.
Doesn't go. No, I don't think so, no. No, we're on the other side of Mile Hill. I think they've got another.
You're on Long Pond. Oh, we're muted.
You are not muted.
Swamp Pond
I
Road.
mean,
You're not muted. You're still on camera, it's recording.
Okay, I won't eat that.
They're not on that road too? They're like 5 miles from.
So here are your. copies.
4 miles, but I mean, they're truly far.
Oh, you always. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd like to do anything in this, right?
Little outside of the.
Thank you.
No,
You know where the Fork Road is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
There's a big lake there. Yeah. a couple of lakes. And that's what Beaver Brook.
Have a request from Decker Land Surveyor for John Gleber, known as Carroll One LLC Lot Improvement. Mr. Gleber owns his house on, as you're going down Crawford Road, the left-hand side, but actually part of his front yard goes with the property across the street. And it's very steep there above the road, so perhaps, from my recall, the piece across the road may have the water supply to the piece by the river, but that's not really a big thing. He doesn't list it on here. They could always drill a well over there, I would think. So they want to take the piece on the south side of Hankins Road and add it onto the piece on the north side. So piece between the river and Hankins Road was 4.96 acres, so it's already substandard. And it will become 3.56 acres. The piece on the mountainside was 5 acres to become 6.40 acres. So I can kind of understand why he'd want to have this land because it's pretty close to his driveway and so on. And he owns both of them now, but the acreage doesn't work. So I think we need to send it to the ZBA
Mhm.
and does anybody have any comment before I go on?
No,
Looking at the map and we understand why he wants to do it, and I don't think it will negatively affect the community. I think we should recommend to the ZBA that they've approved this variance of lot size. Does anybody want to make that motion? Anybody wants to do it? Okay,
I'll
tell
make
the
that, I'll
tell
make,
the ZBA we're not
no,
doing it.
I'll make the motion. I'll make
A
the
motion that
motion.
we send it to the ZBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we send it to the
And we
ZBA.
have to give them a recommendation for or against when we send it, according to the rules we learned last time. And does anybody see any reason why it would be real negative and we'd be against it?
No, I think we should just make them, I'll make the motion to send it to,
Yeah, second.
bring it over. Second,
With our recommendation.
yep,
I guess everybody saw the application before, because I emailed it to you and the maps before, so.
I see one well.
yeah.
Yeah, that's. Okay. I see
I don't see another well here. I see a well here.
Okay, this used to get its water from here by natural flow. So they drew, well, it wasn't labeled, I didn't realize, I didn't look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that they roll up here somewhere.
Up here?
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I don't, it's not listed,
It's not listed on this.
because that's
Yeah.
not really what they deal with now.
Yeah, okay.
We have to vote on it.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. A second?
I second.
Any further comment? By the board?
And what was the reasoning to send it to ZBA?
All right, do we have to give them a reason?
Reason?
Well, you're, yeah,
Yeah,
why are you not being able to,
Oh, because
Okay.
it's 5 acre zoning, it's gonna be 3.56 acres.
Because essentially your reason for denial or,
Well, we have to send it to them
Sorry.
because we don't really want
Yeah,
to
that's right.
set up the precedent of doing substandard lots.
And isn't that exactly what they're gonna say? That they're not gonna wanna do that? Because
That's
they've
up to
already.
them.
it's up to them.
They've already.
That's
their job.
have
that's
Yeah.
their job.
The last River Reporter article on it. That we're affecting the, our whole,
But that's the,
comprehensive plan could be affected and all kinds of comments like that. I mean, I'm just saying, I could see it turning into. For certain
Yeah.
board members up there.
That's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you're right, but.
that's the job of the ZBA essentially,
right.
Yeah, it's
is
not
to
us.
make that,
But,
is to make
you
that
know,
decision.
We're looking at, is it going to impact the community negatively? And
I can't see that.
I don't
I'm
see
not
that
saying that
happening, and
either,
I can
yeah.
understand why the man owns both parcels now in both houses. Probably wants to sell the one by the river, and he doesn't want somebody else having the land in his basic front yard.
Mhm.
So, while you own it, good chance to get it. So I understand why, and I don't think that it's going to be a negative impact to the road to change them. So. What reason are we going to give them?
That he's subdividing his lot and the lot size will be 3.56 acres.
Right, and
It's
that we
not
have no
construction.
objection to this because we don't feel it will negatively impact the area.
Planning board has no objection to this, it would be a negative impact,
Would not be a negative impact.
would not. Okay,
Okay. All right,
It'd be interesting to see the reaction.
Yeah. Give them something to do.
and
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
They can have all the people from Hankins Road come and complain at them again.
okay,
Yes.
And we
And
don't
then-
have to have them because they'll have good point there. Okay.
All right.
Motion's on the floor, seconded. We've commented on it. Vote. John?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Aye,
I,
carried.
all right, got that. Did that. We can't do that, so comments, meeting, and then we just have to sign that. So that-
Yeah. Any board comments for closing? Any public comments? Our meeting reminder, January 24th at 7:15.
Where is that exactly on 29 Hankins Road? Where is that?
Remember Elaine's house that fell down and
Remember who?
Elaine Gagir's house that fell down years ago? And then I tried to think who owned it, just died. The artist that made the wooden things.
Oh, Schneider.
Hank Snyder's.
Oh, Hank Snyder's.
Yeah,
Oh, he wants to, what do he wants to do with that?
Hank Snyder's land goes across the road up the hill.
Yeah.
Guy that built the new house up the road with up the hill with the pool in front.
Yeah.
Bought Hank Snyder's house. He wants to take the land on his side of the road off of Hank Snyder's, and put it on his. So Hank Snyder, so it'll be, the road will be the divider now, instead of going up the mountain on the other side of the road.
Yeah, the Hank Snyder's house is a B and B. Yeah.
What is it?
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. yeah.
Okay,
If he has a well, it's
Yeah,
going to affect anyway.
Yeah.
right, and it's gonna be 3 acres in the zoning, down there is 5, as you well know.
Yeah.
Just found out.
okay,
Just basically.
Okay,
all
any
right,
other comment?
no,
Meeting reminder's been done, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second, we're adjourned.
We're adjourned.